Another quick what I ate today video, as I am still intermittent fasting, which my goal is less to intermittent fast a specific number of hours and more just to consolidate my eating into one big meal and one smaller meal. And so I have been successfully dairy-free, except for I keep in butter, and carnivore, and intermittent fasting. So these are after a 17-hour fast. I had some salmon thawed, and this is from my Mighty Hunter, is also a fisher. And so this is kind of an interesting way to make salmon patties, and you guys might not know this, and if you're kind of concerned about being dairy-free and getting calcium, this is a great way to do it. So I've got these salmon fish fillets, and I use the skin, and I use the bones, and I just pulverize them in the food processor. So you wouldn't think it. I just use the regular slicing blade, and you just kind of pulse it, and you can check it. And so this is wild caught, like processed immediately, frozen, and then shipped from Alaska to here. I know the guy that caught it. And so since I know it's super fresh, I just kind of taste it and add salt to taste while it's in the food processor. And I also can check for bones to see if it needs to puree more. But the food processor, at least mine, has always salmon and trout. It's been able to puree everything except for the little thing that goes over the eyes. So like if you put a head in, you want to take the eyes out because I don't know what it is. There's like a little glass eyeball shaped thing that it won't puree. And that's kind of gross to have in your patties. But if you're looking, this is because it's got the bones in it, and it's not cooked. It's completely raw. And then we cook it. This is a great source of calcium as well, right from the bones from the salmon. And then, of course, a great source of omega-3 fatty acids. And so I cooked those salmon patties in ghee, and my children are less than enthused about the skin, and I didn't chop the skin up very well. And so I just pulled the skin out of the little like batter stuff, and that's what I ate because I think the skin is delicious. And so I fried those in ghee. In ghee, I like frying in ghee. I make that at home, and then you can look down below. I'll leave a link, and I also have a video of the recipe. It's super simple to make at home, and it's super cheap if you make it at home. So that's kind of my exception to dairy, is I include butter and ghee. And I just like frying in ghee because it has a higher smoke point and it doesn't burn. So I had salmon, and then I added salmon roe because I had some in my freezer. This is from Vital Choice. I love it. When my kids were babies, they loved it. Now I have to bribe them to eat it, so I bribe them with sour cream. So they mix theirs in a hefty amount of sour cream, and it's cultured whole milk sour cream, so it's not really that bad. But I love it for the omega-3 fatty acids. It's just super good for them, and it's super good for everyone. And so I use a little jar of salmon roe, and I try to get that in our diet at least once a month. It's not something I'm super religious about, but I like to include it. And so that's what we all had for lunch. The kids had sour cream with theirs. I kind of squeezed a lemon over it, and I am keeping a lemon in just for flavoring, and I really like it. And I had mine with just ghee and salt. And so then for dinner, I had these enormous steaks, and I didn't cook them. I got a break from cooking that night. And we also had clear tequila. I don't know if it's like a all in my head thing or what, but I feel like if I drink clear alcohol, it doesn't give me a hangover. So we had clear tequila with a little bit of lemon juice and bubbly water. And I had a couple bites of the rotisserie chicken I was giving the kids while I was serving them up. So that's what I ate today on the carnivore diet. And if you guys want to check out what you can and cannot eat on the carnivore diet, of course there's no carnivore police, but I have kind of detailed that out over to the side, and I will put that up for you next. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you later.